Hello, investors and traders, and welcome to the weekly market report. I'm AJ Monty. And before we get into the charts to cover this very crazy market here today, I want to thank everyone who joined us yesterday for the midweek report, which we broadcast live. And if you have not yet had a chance to do that, every Wednesday at the close of the market, Nod and I do our quick report. It's about 30 minutes. We had a very large number of people watching us live, and we actually hit the top of the charts on X, beating out Alex Jones for that whole half hour. So we had a good number of people. It basically gets ranked on the number of viewers. So again, thank you so much for helping us get to the top of the charts there. So again, every Wednesday at the market close, so you can just go to our Sticky Trades channel and you could hit the subscribe button. And then from there, go and hit that notification bell so that it will notify you. We generally get the broadcast going about 5 minutes before the top of the hour to give everyone a chance to log in and watch all of the analysis. So there you go with the YouTube. Now, looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF, ticker symbol DIA, we're seeing a lot of red here today. As I'm broadcasting this during a live market, we still have a good chunk of time left. We will most likely see a bigger volume bar by the end of the day. But right now, the Dow is down almost 1,000 points, which we really don't see these big red candles all that much. But when we do, you got to pay very close attention to them because that means that the sellers are coming in. So buyers beware, make sure you're using protective stops, or your option traders, I would say collaring the position is a good idea. Using the market's money to buy protective puts is the whole name of the game there. Now, I did think that we would see a little bit of a rally before going lower. My overall bias is still to the downside because as you can see here from last week's report, we did a great job hitting that downside target. But the sell side pressure is still in, and the oscillates down below is still moving lower. Next week, I think we could go just a little bit lower. I think we're even going to surpass the low from here on Tuesday. And so my downside target is not a big stretch, but it's 475.78. Then you have to keep an eye on the volume. If we get a drop in volume on the way down, remember what that means. A drop in volume on the way down would be bullish because it's telling us that the sellers are losing momentum. An increase in volume on the way down is the signal that the sellers are still motivated. So that would be bearish. So we got to keep an eye on that volume. That is the leading indicator that most people don't pay attention to. But as I've said many times before, volume is a leading indicator. So I'm going down to the downside there, 475.78, which is almost another 300 points lower before we start to expect a bounce. Looking at IWM, talked about this one yesterday as it was hitting the 20 period moving average right there. See, as I magnify that. So we got to pivot lower, and we're already now trading below this role reversal, which is former resistance broken, had turned to support. But guess what happens when support is broken? The line switches again and turns to resistance. So flip-flops back and forth. Learn how to draw those horizontal lines, and that will save you a lot of headaches and alleviate a lot of the stress with trading. Now, there are still going to be the folks out there that are just going to buy and hold until they die, and they're going to try to weather the storm by just holding on. I don't think that's the greatest idea, but whatever floats your boat there, if you feel comfortable giving back a lot of the profits to the market, that's totally up to you. But as far as I'm concerned, you want to protect profits, limit losses, get out when the markets or the charts are telling you to get out, and then get in when the signals look more favorable to the direction that you're choosing in the market. So for IWM, I'm going a little bit lower here. I still have a downside target on this one. This is the only target that's still open for this year, at least the last 12 months, is 244.20, but I'm going just a little bit further down to 251.78. 251.78. Again, look what's happening to the volume. We are most definitely going to close with a higher volume day today, which is bearish. Remember what I said before. If the volume is increasing on the way down, it means the sellers are motivated, and you don't want to be buying when the sellers are all pumped up trying to get rid of their stocks. All right, so that's IWM. Looking at QQQ, this is another one I was talking for lower prices, and I was talking about that rounding top. Well, there's the rounding top, all right. You see that moving average is starting to curve over. That's very bearish for the long term. And the tech sector, again, heavy with mega cap stocks. You've got a lower low here and a slightly lower high. So we have a pivot to the downside. You see, today's high is 612.76, where yesterday's high was 612.88. You see that? So we do have the pivot, which is telling me, watch out below. I think we're going right back down to test this support level that we have here. All right, now this is a little bit more of a move in my forecast to the downside, but that's 596.29, 596.29. And look down below, the CCI is pivoting right back down. If it crosses below that zero line, which is the black line, let me expand that for you. This black line is the zero line, also known as the momentum line. If you get across below that line, you generally will see 2 to 4 days of movement in the direction of that cross. So if we move down below there, we might even surpass my downside target right there. So watch out. Again, all signals are coming in more on the sell side. And we were talking about this again yesterday because I have to wait for the signals before I can go out and make my forecast. Obviously, you can't just go day to day and try to trade that way. We're not day traders. We're swing traders. We're looking to take money out of the market in legs or trading the legs. What is a leg? A leg is a short-term trend within a longer-term trend. You see, here is a down leg. Here's an up leg. Here's a down leg. Right? These are all legs in the market, and the market has a tendency to oscillate in ABCD patterns. So here we have an A up at the top here. Let me just draw that A for you. All right, there's your pivot on that red candle. Then we have a green candle here that allows us to put a B right there. And then today's pivot allows us to put a C, which generally means a lower than BD. I'm being very conservative by putting my target price right there. But there's a good chance we could continue lower and break out below the low from Tuesday right there. All right, so be very, very careful. The tech sector is absolutely rolling over. And I'm going to come back and look at the tech sector when we look at the moving averages here in a moment. But let's take a look at SPY. Talked about that one as well with the rollover. We're right down at my target level from last week at 676.59. That volume is most likely going to surpass because we still have a lot of time left. I'm more or less recording this just past the midpoint of today's trading session, so we have a lot more room for that volume to grow. So I'm going to say we're going to break out below. We'll have to see if we test that support level, but I'm going down. I think we're going to close below that support level, winding up at 671.78, 671.78. Now let's take a look at the VIX, and this is more or less the driving force behind my downside forecast. You see that candle right there? That is a pivot to the upside. It's hard to see, but you have to look very carefully. Today we have a higher low and a slightly higher high, and it's still going. So I'm keeping my upside target in place right up here. Let me just back out a little bit so you can see that. That upside target is 28.57. 28.57. We came within pennies on Tuesday of hitting that. I think we're going right back up. Now remember, for the most part, the VIX is inversely related to the S&P. So when the VIX looks bullish, you have to watch out below on the SPX, right, or the S&P ETF, which is SPY. Now I want to show you something here. Looking at my patterns, I'm going to show you what the SPX looks like on my moving average chart here, right? See that blue line is the 20-period moving average. What's happened since last week? Well, the 20-period moving average is now crossed down below the 50-day moving average, which is the green line right there. Now that we are trading below the 100-day moving average, what we're most likely going to see next week is that moving average, the 20-period moving average, is going to most likely cross below the 100-day moving average, which is that red line right there. All right, so when we get that cross, we're most likely going to see the algorithms launching more sell orders into the market. Now, we haven't gotten there yet, but I think that's what we're going to see, which will only add more downside pressure to the general markets. Now, I made mention of those who might be colorblind, can't see red or green. So how do you keep track of these moving averages? Well, you could change the width of each one with, for instance, the longer the moving average, the wider the width on that line. Or these platforms will allow you to change those from solid lines to dotted lines or dashed lines, or some have a dash, dot, and that's a way to differentiate if you're colorblind, you can't see. You know, it might seem odd that I'm even bringing it up, but you'd be surprised how many people are colorblind and they want to learn the charts, right? So what you can do if you're colorblind for the candles is you could make them open or close the way the Japanese rice traders used to make them. An open candle would be no color, it's just white body, where a closed candle representing red would just be solid black, right? So a solid black candle would be a down candle. An open candle, more or less with a white body, would be a green candle or an up day, right? So that'll help those out that need it. And if you are, just let me know if that helped you in the comment field down below. I'm always trying to add value in these videos that we do. So any suggestions you have to make things a little bit easier for you, I'm open to it. Just put it in the comment field down there. And going back to the Qs, because I said I would, if you look at what's happening here, we have now the 20-period moving average has crossed below the 50 here, and it's already crossed below the 100. It's on its way to where the 50, which is the green, is about to cross the 100. Now that would be a big event. The 50 crossing the 100, these are where the investors are going to start pulling out of the market, and a lot of fund managers will as well, because they have algorithms that will react to the moving averages crossing, and in some funds, it's written within the prospectus to get out on these signals. So I would expect, again, more selling action, especially in tech, when that 50 crosses below the 100. So stand by for that. I just want to make a quick mention, going back to my weekly market report layout here. If you look at silver, I'm going to put /SI for the silver futures. We are holding up pretty nicely, actually, at that moving average. Even though the markets are down big today, silver is doing a good job holding this channel. And I'm pointing that out because this is what a channel looks like. Now, if the silver market or the silver price starts dropping below that channel, I would expect to see pressure in that area on silver and even the silver miners. So I'm keeping a close eye on that, because if we get a breakout below that trend line within the channel, I'm most likely going to be selling out of some of my PSLV position. I'll let you know when that occurs. I'll be posting that on X, but right now it's still at the bottom of the channel and I'm not doing anything until I see that signal, and then watch out, I'll let you know. All right, so again, if you like what you're seeing here, subscribe, like, make those comments, do everything. I want to thank each and every one of you for helping to grow the channel, and it is absolutely my pleasure to be able to put these videos out to you, and I hope you like them. Have a great rest of the week. So long.
In a world of endless data, where every second counts, introducing Nod Live, your professional compass in the chaos of the stock market. Nod Live cuts through the noise. Stay ahead with Nod Live.